Hey there guys, how's it going? In today's video, we are actually going to be expanding the base a little bit today. And if we actually go inside here into the base here and go to the to-do list, we can see here that the three main things I want to add to the base today is the assembler, refinery, and a med bay. And that's kind of the plan for right now. And so I was thinking actually I could expand the base out this way. Kind of just make it a bit longer, I guess would be the best way to put it. And I would be adding assembler and refinery in this area here. And possibly another hydrogen engine, as I'm noticing that it's being almost maxed out here. And when the battery is not on recharge, it is actually being... Oh wait, it's recharging now. That's kind of weird. Anyway, before it was being fully depleted in like a half hour or something. So I might have to add another hydrogen engine too, because the refinery and assembler take up way more power than the basic refinery and basic assembler. So that's kind of my plan for right now. And actually, if we go into the cargo container, I did craft 100 steel plates to kind of get the outline done. So if we go into here, actually I think the first thing I'm going to do is get rid of these kind of outside pieces here. And I think for the interior, I'm going to do interior plates again because they are cheaper to produce. But if we go into here and we can just kind of expand it out a little bit out this way. Is that long enough? So that's about 6 blocks. Let's go out, I don't know, another couple blocks. Just give us that extra room if we need it. And so that's kind of how big the area is going to be for the refinery and assembler. And if we go into here, is that going to be big enough? It looks like it might just be barely big enough. I also want to have room for the upgrade slots too, because I do want to make the assembler and refinery more efficient here. Actually, if we get a few interior plates, we can just place the floor down as well. So if we go into here, grab interior plates, and just kind of place it right there, all along here. And I'm doing interior plates for the inside just to save on costs, because I think they are cheaper, slightly cheaper than the regular steel plates. So that's kind of a bonus with these. You know what, guys? I'll get back to you when I have everything, or when I have the base here welded up. Alright guys, just finished welding up the base here, and as you can see, kind of like the outline of what I'm going for, of how big the inside I want it, kind of thing. And so my idea actually for the refinery and assembler actually was to kind of place it out like this, if I can rotate it the right way, like this. Now, the reason why I want it like that is because I think, if I remember correctly, the refinery and assembler are pressurizable, which means I can place blocks on top of here and pressurize it, if I remember correctly. Sorry, forget that last part. I don't think it is pressurizable, so what I am going to do is I am going to move the refinery in by 1 block this way, and so there'll be like, so this will be like the hallway connecting the two rooms together. So you'll have the refinery here with, now there's another problem here because all the upgrade slots are on the bottom of it. You know what? We're going to try the first option I mentioned, and if it isn't pressurizable, then we'll go with the second option. And then the assembler can just fall in like right here. And then from here, I was hoping to put the med bay, or medical room, right here, right beside the assembler, so everything can be all hooked up, all nice and good there. Actually, if that's the case, then I'm just gonna have to go to here real quick and make sure I have the conveyor port on the right way. So if I go and do that, I think that'll work fine, because then if I go to the med bay here, yep, there we go, so that'll work. It requires interior plates though, so if we just grab a couple interior plates there and place it down like that. So this is kind of like the outline I have for the new area. So like this will be the main hallway here, and we'll have the refinery and assembler right there and the medical room. So now guys, I think the next step would be getting kind of like the shell, like getting all the steel blocks, the light armor blocks around it, just to build a shell to see what it would look like fully enclosed. So I'm just gonna go and do that for the next however long it takes. And you know what? I'm actually gonna make this a time lapse. Enjoy this time lapse of me making the frame of the base. Alrighty here guys, just finished up welding, or not welding, placing down the blocks for what is going to be the extension of the base. And looking from the outside here, it looks pretty good to me. I mean, it's just following the same kind of design pattern as the existing part of the base, but I'm honestly fine with that. And if we go into the inside here, you can kind of see what I'm going for, as this being the main hallway into the kind of refining and assembling room, along with the med bay here. And yeah, so that's kind of like the plan here. Now this is going to take a ton of iron. Like, look at the refinery for example, it takes 1,200 steel plates. And then there's the entire base around here. This is definitely going to take a minute to assemble. Actually, here, let me think about this for a sec. Alright guys, I've been thinking about it here for a few minutes, and I think I'm just gonna do another time lapse, kind of like what I did with the miner ship in the last video. I'm just gonna do one long time lapse of me constructing everything. I think I'm just gonna do one long time lapse like last time. So that's kind of the plan for right now. Yeah, enjoy this time lapse of me welding up the base. Hey there guys, just interrupting the time lapse here because I just realized something. The conveyor port for the refinery is up here and not down there, which means there's gonna be a couple of connection problems. So actually, you know what? If I just move the assembler up one thing, then I think that should be fine, and then I could connect the med bay here with a conveyor junction. Okay, I think I solved it there. Just wanted to update you on the situation. Alright guys, interrupting the time lapse again. This time to tell you that I finished the refinery and assembler and that it is all hooked up now. And we can refine and assemble things through it. But now the problem I have is I'm out of materials here. Mainly silicone, as you can see here, which is going to be a bit of a problem, it looks like. At least in the future. For right now, though, building up the walls, it's only going to take iron to build up the, base. But even the iron's running short. We only got 11,000 left, and I'm not sure if that's going to be quite enough. But we'll see here, guys. I'll keep you updated. Alright guys, so I actually just finished welding up the outside of the base here, as you can see. I think it looks really nice actually. This stuff here is all the upgrade modules here, so the refinery is going to have 3 yield modules and a speed module. And the assembler is going to have 3, yeah, it's 3 speed modules there. So that's kind of the plan for that. I'm not sure if I'm going to build all of them though. That seems like a bit much, especially if I'm going to just build a ship and then leave and never come back. So maybe I won't build all of them, but that's kind of like my mindset right now. And actually, as of right now, I think the assembler just finished crafting, or it didn't finish crafting, but it's crafting the materials for the medical room here. And actually, while we're waiting for that, I was gonna just go ahead and collect a bit more ice because we ran out of ice here. I'm just gonna go collect some ice and I'll let you know when everything's completed. Alright guys, looks like we're gonna need to get some silver here because medical components require silver, as you can see here in the production. It requires a lot of silver actually. So the plan right now is to go and get silver right over there. And we're going to be getting the silver with the mining ship, of course, tested out there as well. So if we go into here, undock, and then fly ourselves over there, we can go and collect us some silver. Alright guys, then now we are here at the silver. Looks like there's a few different things. There's actually gold, silver, and silicone all the way over there. Oh, and magnesium. How interesting. And so we're gonna just be focusing on the silver for right now. Now I'm just gonna take out my drill and see how deep it is. So I think the first thing I'm gonna do is just drill down by hand and to see, like, kind of pinpoint where it is. So then I can take the mining ship over there and drill in a straight line. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright guys, found the silver here. And so there's a bit of a problem. It is really deep underground here. So I think what we're going to do is we're just going to have to drill down all the way down here. This huge hole down to the silver. And so I think what I'm going to do is, well, if we actually go back down the hole here and look at the silver patch, if I just kind of mine out this direction a little bit here, let's see, where is most of the silver located exactly? So it seems like most of the silver seems to be in this patch right here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to line up the mining ship with the hole and just drill straight down. And actually, I added a modification to make this a bit easier. I actually added a camera to the back of the mining ship just to make it a bit easier to see what I'm mining underneath. So if we just actually hop into the thing here, turn on our lights, and then actually if we just go ahead and turn that on there too. So the camera itself isn't exactly center. It's more behind the ship. So if we go into here, yeah, so we got to back it up a little bit. Back it up, move it around, maybe kind of like that should do it. Right there. And so now we just spend the next little bit digging, I guess. So first we're going to want to turn off the conveyor system just to make sure we're not going to collect any of this stone. And turn on the drills, and all that's left to do is wait until we get down there. So let's just keep digging down. Alright guys, we're not quite at the silver yet, but I just want to point out how big this hole is and how deep it is. Like, look at that. Look at how big this hole is. And then it's like it still goes for another really long time, so we're definitely going to be here a while. So get comfortable and enjoy more time-lapse footage of me digging down to silver. Alright guys, we are at the silver now. If we dig down a little bit more, we'll be at the silver. So now we gotta be a bit careful here to not dig out the silver. So this is where this camera would come in use, just to make sure we're not, you know, digging out the silver or anything. I can't really tell what's going on there, but if we just turn that off. Alright, so now I think what we're gonna do in this situation is we're gonna go all the way back up to the surface, drain the stone, and dig out the silver. So let's quickly just go ahead and do that very carefully here, as this is not a perfectly straight tunnel. Alright, back up at the surface here, guys. So if we just go a little ways from here and just wait here for a few minutes, we'll eventually drain out all the stone in the mining ship, and then we can go collect the silver. Alright guys, looks like we are all drained of stone, so now we can just turn back around and carefully descend to the silver. Alright guys, then now we're back down here at the silver. You know what I'm going to do actually? I'm just going to clear out a little bit of space here for the drill. Alright, so now we have ourselves a little area here where we can drill out some silver. So now if we get into the mining ship and carefully kind of move that way, go on a bit of an angle. So are you lined up? You are indeed lined up. So now if we go into here, turn on conveyors, turn you on. We are now mining silver, and we can further see that when we open the inventory here, you can see that we have silver. Alright guys, I think I have enough silver to last me quite a bit of time here. If I look in the cargo containers, yeah, it looks like I have a lot of silver. It's mostly stone, but we don't really need a lot of silver to do things. Honestly, I'm just getting the silver right now for the medical components, and also I think the Mark II tools also require silver, so those are really my only reasons for getting the silver. Anyway, I'll see you guys back at base. Alright guys, just docked back at base here, and so now if we get out and go into the refinery here, we should be processing silver. Alright, so if we go into here, there we go. So we are producing silver, and we are indeed making medical components. And if I am right, if we go to the... yeah, you see it requires silver right there. So that's great news for us. That means we can have Mark II tools and a med bay. I think the one material that we're going to need most of now is silicon. So that's a bit of a problem. Alright guys, I'll cut back when I have the medical components and I'll build up the medical room. Alright guys, it looks like we have the medical components needed, so if we just go to here, we can very easily weld this up now. And just like that, we now have a new place to recharge and heal up, which is nice. Even looks cooler too. Right there guys, after a couple minutes of messing around, it looks like I got the lights to work. And yeah, now we have lights, a medical room, a proper assembler, and refinery. I feel like we accomplished a few things in this video. Quite proud of the stuff I did today. And in the next video, I think that's going to be the first video where I construct the big ship. Although I'm going to have to watch a tutorial video on actually how to build one. Because I have gotten to that part before, but I didn't start it, but I never completed it, if that makes sense. So I think that's gonna be... Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed the video, and if you did enjoy the video, if you could please like and subscribe, that'll really help out the channel. And I hope you guys have a good day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.